Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. If my peers and subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about the United States democracy and what's coming. The reason why we're doing this video is, well, it's been something that's been on my mind for quite a while. I've done this video a few times back in 2021, in 2022, and 2023. It makes sense to do it now, do a checkup on the United States democracy going forward. The reason for this is if you have not already checked my community page, I have been openly transparent with you guys, as you all have known. I have recently done a video which is not uploaded, so I have not uploaded the video, but it's in regard to the Mueller report, well, not the Mueller report, Jack Smith special report effects, and if there are any, if any. And then Vice President Harris, Trump, J.D. Vance, and their futures. Um, well, how can I put this lightly? I wanted to touch upon the idea of seeing what is coming for us in the future. And, well, let's just say that that video was emotional. There's a lot of emotion going on. So I wanted to be able to do a separate video, which will be done after this particular video. But I wanted to just disclose that I'm not holding the video from you. I'm just temporarily putting it on pause to see if the information I received earlier today is accurate to what I get at night. Because I don't know if I feel comfortable posting this video if it is not accurate in terms of these energy readings. Because if it's shifting, it will be wrong of me to post something that is still in flux and in continuation. So anyway, without further ado, this video is going to touch upon the U.S. democracy and what is coming for U.S. democracy. I did a quick pivot like a moment ago. I was originally going to do what, like I just said, but I'm going to pivot and go to the U.S. democracy instead. They told me I should do that. So you're going to see a couple of people behind me if you are a medium and you're able to see with your third eye. You should be able to see Thomas Jefferson and George Washington. I did call them in during my channeling when I was doing my single bone meditation to clear out the room. I asked them to come in, any founding father for that fact, but to come in and kind of give their opinion on what is happening in the United States and their opinion. Again, I'm reading in this video just for entertainment purposes only and for light purposes only as well. In this video, it's all entertainment as well. If you have not already, so please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. The more you engage with the content, the more you'll be able to be shown my videos, but not only my videos, but also other psychic tarot card videos and astrologies as well. So definitely go and engage. The longer you watch these videos, that is considered engagement, and that also tells the algorithm you like my video, but you also like tarot card videos as well. So we're gonna begin. I don't really know where to start on this because this was a sudden pivot like last second. So I guess we're just gonna do a blind reading and see what comes about. I know a lot of you guys have also mentioned that you were uncomfortable by the stink and the door. I just want to quickly state that, well, it is, as of right now, it is Thursday, January 16th at 12:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at midnight. Everybody's sleeping in the house. I don't have another place to do this because my original studio is occupied by two puppies at night. If I'm anywhere within their vicinity, they're going to keep barking. So I'm doing this not because I want to do this in this type of setting. I would rather do this in my studio, but I do this because I want to make sure that you guys feel hope. Well, I'd not feel hope, but like, feel like you're being helped and you're being cared for, and we're in this together, right? If I didn't care about this, I would not be sitting on this floor, this dirty floor in the bathroom, nonetheless, on no cushion really, that really had no back support. I do this for you because I want you to be able to understand that even through all this pain, I'm still there for you. And I want you to understand that, we're going to get through this together regardless if Trump is in office or is not. We're going to get through this together, and I'm going to be there with you every step of the way, and I hope that you can be there for me as well. And that's all that I'm asking for you in return. I don't ask for money. I don't ask for donations. I don't ask for any of that. All that I ask is for your engagement. And a lot of you guys have done that. But for some of you guys, it's very easy to criticize me just simply because of appearance or uncomfortness. Well, guess what? Life gets uncomfortable. So deal with that. And that's all that I gotta say, because life is gonna get uncomfortable for you. It's the best thing, the best growth comes from uncomfort. You can choose to be stagnant and be in a state of comfort, or you can choose to be uncomfortable and grow. That's up to you, and I'll leave that up to you. That is not something for me to determine, but rather for you. So moving forward, we're not going to spend any more time doing that. Let's talk about the U.S. democracy and what's coming to the U.S. And besides, this is a great posture right here, okay? There's no better person to do some sort of tarot card reading than sit in a Sumanasana posture, right? This is Buddha pose. There's no better time to be doing this, right? Alright, so Spirit Angels tell me, what is coming to the U.S. democracy? What is coming to the U.S. democracy? What is the fate of the U.S. democracy in the United States in 2025? Here's Biden. Here's Biden. Here's Harris. But there's also Joe Biden twice. This is JB, Joe Biden. Could we have to hear the first card the second card that came out theoretically is Joe Biden card. This is the High Priestess, right? With the side step of the Ace of Wands, leadership, transfer of power, impeachment, independence, investigations. In the future card here, we have the Moon card reverse, revelation, reveal, an ending, something that was hidden has now been shown to light. We have Biden at the end of the deck here. He is the end of the deck. What is the top of the deck? I also called upon Statue of Liberty as well. We have here the Nine of Pentacles reversed. This means great fortune, but it also means the Liberty card. Liberty reverse. But something comes. And this is kind of giving me, what's that? Paul Revere. Paul Revere, like his energy, Paul Revere, like the bells are ringing. Something is ringing. Something is ringing. Because we have here the Nine of Pentacles means the Statue of Liberty, means liberty. But the bells are ringing. The Knight of Swords, he's coming in like Paul Revere, the bells are ringing. Okay? We have to hear the bells are ringing in the Capitol or in Congress. I don't know if there is a bell in there. But the original Capitol did have a bell, and that's also, ironically enough, is the Liberty Bell. So there's something that has to do with Pennsylvania here, maybe Pennsylvania. We have here the Ace of Cups. Something's happening in the U.S. democracy. We have here something happening in the U.S. democracy. Okay. We have the reverse Eight of Pentacles. Something starts working. The experiment starts working. We have here because of the greedy. Because of the greedy. But remember, democracy has survived those oligarchies that have ruled the U.S. presidency back in the 1800s. They just regain power now. They have been regaining power now. This was a ploy. They regained it. They did it. But the U.S. democracy was able to survive that. Here we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups reversed, and that also includes a fish. And the fish to me is indicating this aspect, hope. But it is indicating more than that. It's indicating hidden mysteries of the world and hidden opportunities in the ocean. There's something hidden that is swept under that can go unnoticed. Right? You can't catch every fish in the sea. The sea is too big to catch. Right? Under here we have the Knight of Cups reversed. The Knight of Cups is my slowly walking towards victory card. It's the same cup. The cup is also reversed again. And the cup, when you start to look at it and you start to look at the grander picture, you start to see that, okay, although the Page of Cups is reversed here, right? Let me just pull it down a little bit more. Although the cup is a little reversed here, it is facing the same direction as the Knight of Cups. Although the guy is not moving, this guy is. And he is bringing the cup to the Page of Cups. What is the Two of Cups? Which means the people, right? The Two of Cups is the acknowledgement of the people. So what does this mean? It means it goes backwards. Although we're going backwards in terms of going back to the oligarchy, the story is going to repeat itself once again. History is going to repeat. They'll be in power, don't get me wrong. But the people will also regain that power too, because this is their story. You don't get to make the story and cut out the stories you don't want. Because it is written in stone, it is written in history, it is written in the books. This is not something you can make up. That's why you have here the Knight of Cups reversed here. Yeah, you may lose some of your rights, you may lose these things, but it's not forever. It will never be forever. Because you have the Knight of Cups going back to the people, making the Two of Cups again. We have this guy holding on to power, holding on to a position of power. They won't be able to hold on to power forever because there will be a guy who would revolutionize the system once again. And people will feel reignited. And when they feel reignited, they will have a passion for the cup. The same cup they were brought together in unison to form the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups together, in essence, formulates a voted agreement with the person they choose to put in power, right? It's going backward, it's running towards victory, running back to regain what you have lost. But you don't know what you have lost until you have lost it, right? We have here the moon card is reversed here, revelation, something gets revealed. And in all of this, what gets revealed? We have the leadership position again, and it goes to the women. So in essence, the story of the U.S. democracy doesn't lie in the fact that it's over, but rather the story is unraveling as it should. Democracy is an ever-letting experiment that is designed in hope for others to realize that although rights can go, they come and go, but the ability for you to be able to bring that back into the fold again is what really makes you an American. What makes you an American is understanding the experiment being that power is not lost forever. And power can be regained back for both the riches, for both the oligarchy, but also for the people. I don't see any indication here that indicates that there could be a shift in ideology. There might be a slight temperance of it. And what I mean is that like there might be a dabbling of something. But the United States wouldn't adopt a change in ideology because there is no intention to do so. Because the system is working as intended for those who are rich, but also for the people. When the people use the system, it works for the people. But when the oligarchy uses the system, it works for the oligarchy. The American system in terms of democracy works for both parties. And it was designed and particularly reflectable and evolutionary enough that it was able to withstand even the darkest days of the United States. And that's what I'm getting in the cards here. I don't feel confident enough, though, that the U.S. democracy won't be subjected to different financial changes. So, for example, what I am saying is, I don't feel comfortable enough to say whether or not democracy can withstand maybe a democratic or an institutionalized government that is focused on a democratic fascism, something that maybe we've never seen before. Maybe we'll see it. Maybe there will be an adoption of maybe fascism doesn't need to come through the popular vote. Maybe it needs to come through the electoral college. You know, there are certain things within the United States that will take place and it will maintain its root system. Even if all of it gets stripped, it will always come back to its original root. It will come back to its founding. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the United States democracy and what is coming for the United States democracy. But I do see hope here. I do see that people do regain their power eventually. That this is not forever. It's only temporary. But what must come up must come down, and vice versa. Right? The people have their power. They had their power for a century. Now, well, not for a century, really. They had their power for 80 years, but 80 years more than most people do. Okay, now let's go and talk about um, will democracy be replaced by a different ideology? Will the U.S. democracy be replaced by a different ideology? Here's the government card. No. 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 It'll be, like I said, it'll be a dabble in it, but it'll be quite the fight to even change the ideology. What I'm seeing instead is an adoption. So, for example, they're going to adopt certain characteristics that formulates the meaning behind certain ideologies, but they're not going to do away with democracy entirely. It might become more like a democratic style, like monarchy, right? Like the UK has. Well, the US will go through something very similar to that. It's not going to be getting rid of democracy, but rather evolutionizing it into a better formality that best fits the ideology of the current government or the current administration. We have the Page of Pentacles reversed, and the Page of Pentacles reversed is very interesting, but nonetheless very important. And the Page of Pentacles in this aspect is referring to the notion that although, there will be an attempt to throw it out and change democracy and the democratic institution, the idea can be proposed. The idea will be proposed. But it's something that won't be successful in its own right. Like I said, it needs ability to be co-joined with something. It needs to be a combination. It cannot be an individual that stand alone. It needs to be a combination of one and the other. So that's why this card is coming here. It's an automatic no. And even if the government does try to do it for the long haul, it's going to be for the short end. So let's say Donald Trump does decide to go with fascism as his or authoritarianism. Authoritarianism will be the one that is likely to say, because the American system and the American system has always been an authoritarian government. That is how we rule. With an iron fist, we rule with an iron fist and authoritarian style government. Now that is slowly shifting into an imperialistic government or even a fascist government, right? The United States, as of right now, under the Donald Trump presidency, could be classified as an imperialistic fascist style democracy. Something that the U.S. had not experienced before. It has experienced is retrospect of being imperialistic and being an imperialistic democracy, but it has not endured an imperialistic fascist democracy. That is something that it might be on its way. And here is the Hierophant here. And that needs to be something that Trump wants to do. He will need to incorporate democracy. Democracy is needed here. That is something he cannot get rid of. Something he cannot get rid of. If he chooses to do so, there will be pushback, even from those supporters. We do have the Knight of Pentacles. He will be halted in some way. So if he does try to pull this BS on people, even on the U.S. democracy, he will be halted. And how do we know that? Because we have the White House here. Even though something gets halted, it does not go to the House. Does not go to the Capitol. It gets halted at the Capitol. It does not go any further than that. Because we have the Moon card, which is the revelation, the intentions. Right? Setting your intention and expecting manifestation to form. This reverse would tell me there is no intention that can be set because it's not going to manifest. And no matter how hard you work, it's just not something that's going to come to fruition. So if he decides to do like a full-on ideology change, it's not going to be something that stays long-term. But if he wanted to do something that will be everlasting, then he will pursue a route that is a combination of democracy and some sort of other combo ideology. Democracy will always be an integral part of the United States. So, that's what I'm seeing for the United States. The United States is going to go through some changes, but it's always going to come out of it stronger than it went in. For the United States, it's not going to be any different here. I really don't see the United States democracy coming to an end. I don't. Although a lot of us believe it and a lot of us feel it, maybe the democracy that we are familiar with might be coming to an end. but democracy and its institutions are just going to be evolutionized. They're not going to go away. There's going to be changes, of course. There's always changes when things evolutionize and take the next step of progress, whether that's backwards or forward. But there will be something here that will always remain nostalgic. There will always be something here that felt reminiscent of the old, but in the new, right? Um, Spirits and Angel Tommy, in this new democracy that you call within the United States, whatever route and ideology that happens and formulates within the United States over the coming years, um, what I'm asking you is, can we truly, will people have the right to vote? Will there be any more elections? Donald Trump has indicated, the former president indicated he would do away with elections, presidential elections, a midterm election, any elections. He would just rather appoint them or reappoint himself. Will we have another election in our country and can we trust it? I'm hearing the word death blow. Death blow. I'm hearing the Democrats take it back. In 2028, it's going to be a Democrat victory. Yeah, it's going to be a Democrat victory. Yeah, okay, so, and I said this before too, that even if Harris doesn't choose to challenge Trump any further, she will be set. If she decides to run, she will be the next president in 2028 if she decides to pursue that route. I'm not saying she could not become president anytime before that. But what I am saying is that she does pursue it and does take this route, she can and will become president if she decides to run in 2028. So we're asking the question that we're asking, Donald Trump has repeatedly said on their campaign trail that he has the intention to make this our very last election that we have to run in. And that people don't have to vote anymore. I'm hearing the word death blow. That if he decides to do that, it will be a death blow. It will be something that will potentially that to him. Okay? That's what that is indicating. Right? It's indicating that it's going to be something big. This is not minor. This is a big thing. This will be kind of like the light of a rebellion against the people. The people do not like to hear that they cannot vote because those who have taken their vote for granted will wake up very quickly. Say, oh, I can't vote? Why not? That's why I'm saying all the other cards have always suggested in this big reading that the United States democracy and change in ideology cannot do away with democracy because the democracy is ingrained in the very being, the very fabric of the country as a whole, as a nation. It's ingrained in the storyline. You cannot get rid of the main plot, otherwise the story just falls through and doesn't make any sense. You gotta keep democracy and you just gotta co-join it with something else if you want your ideology to thrive. So, going back to the question now. We have holding on to power. We're acting, well, we're acting like, okay, so will there be a democracy? Well, will there be an election ever again? Since Donald Trump said suggested he will not be hosting any elections anymore in the United States. We have here the four pentacles. It's going to back blowing him. It's going to blow back on him if he does decide to pursue this. Because we have the challenge being physically, he could be killed if he does do this. He could do that. That could be an attempt on his life. And so this is the four of stories. So it's a death blow to him. He will lose all his supporters. He will lose his supporters. Listen, let me tell you something. His people, although they are loyal, they are more loyal to the idea that they can voice their opinion than frustration. If they cannot voice their frustration, then Trump is useless to them. Trump is the manifestation of their frustration. If Trump removes that frustration, then essentially he lost their power. He lost their hope. He lost their loyalty. Trump cannot do that, right? This is the death blow for him if he decides to do this. However, going on to the rest of the reading, we have here we have the Three of Cups here, celebration in the future. So celebration in the future. This is talking about election coming after 2024. We have here the Five of Swords walking away. This means it's reverse here. So celebration coming in the future. Although the woman has lost, this is also a big loss for the Republican Party. So whatever's coming in the midterms and in 2028, it's going to be a huge loss for the Republicans. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles reversed. It's indicating the economy is in decline around the time that this is taking place. We have here is followed by the U.S. presidency in 2028, which indicates to me that there will be a loss for the Republican Party. So there is going to be a major loss for the Republican Party here. And it's followed by the Temperance. And the Temperance is a very key note here, because the Temperance card is that equalizer or that balance in all that is uneven. Right? Although this guy is the Five of Swords, he won the battle, but at what cost? Here is saying here that no battle needed to be fought, because the Temperance, the balance would be even out. And here we have the Knight of Swords running backward and running towards victory. Right? This is something that needs to be worked on by the Democrats here. Something needs to be worked on. Now, what is being worked on? Well, let's read it backwards. We have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is indicating to me that there will be somebody who will come in full on steam, with full of energy, full of vibration. This could be a young male as well coming in, particularly in the Democratic Party side. And they're coming here with a Temperance. He's going to give a vision of hope, similar to like the energy of Barack Obama. Right? This person is going to be the Five of Pentacles. He's going to be coming from a background that is burdensome, something that is come from the background of hardship. And he could become president one day. He could become president. And this is the route if Harris does not choose to seek the presidency. However, this may be the same young male that I said that in order for Harris to become president, she needs to meet a young male. That could be what that could be indicating as well. That's in my psychic channeling. We have the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles saying, okay, so he does win the presidency, right? Here we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is the economy is in the crap, right? It's in the dump. But a woman has been defeated in 2024. And we know what happened in 2024. So how can we overcome this? How can we choose to not walk away from this? How can we make sure no crumbs were left behind? And if you can do that, we can see the future. By seeing the future, we can see victory. And we can see victory. What's underneath the death blow to the Republicans? We have the Lovers card. This is the Biden-Harris administration. This is talking about a democratic, futuristic, with a co-joining system. This is more about the femininity of all things and the downfall of the patriarchal system. But in the same concept here, it's talking about in order for them to come through this manifestation and coming in the next U.S. presidential election, it's talking about how there needs to be some sort of coerced effort to bring forth the unison between both the male and the masculine and the feminine together to create that yin and yang dynamic. And by doing so, you're not expelling the patriarchy, but rather you're allowing us to accept this. To hey, listen, we're not going to get rid of you, but instead we're going to absorb you into this new era, this patriarchal system, right? Allow both men and women, masculine and feminine energy to take hold in position of power, to allow them to be co-joined together and rather than expel them and making them feel isolated. Because what happens when somebody feels isolated or they feel like they're being cast out? Well, we have the exact reminiscence of it. Let me explain in short terms. Where a black man walks, a white man follows. Right? Think of it this way. Barack Obama became the 44th president of the United States. Trump became the 45th, and he was a white supremacist. So that is the same concept there. When you isolate something and they feel little, they will do whatever they can to make sure that their voice is louder than the one who before it. The thing is, I'm not saying that these people like Trump felt that way, but they made themselves feel small because they themselves felt that they were excluded. Here, the patriarchal system feels threatened by the femininity that is coming in the age of Aquarius. Aquarius must be able to present itself in the light to say, hey, listen, whoa. We're not going to get rid of you. We're going to adopt you and absorb you into our ideology. We're going to bring you together in unison, the yin and yang together. There's so much we can accomplish together rather than separate. Right? It creates that dynamic of cooperation and partnership without any sort of looming threat of dismantlation or a big battle ahead, a fighting. We'll see what happens, but I do have a lot of faith in democracy based on what I'm reading. This is a pretty good sign for the United States, despite the Trump presidency. Despite the threat of the Trump presidency, I do feel very confident in the US democracy now that I am reading it. Now, like I said, do not put hope in me. Put hope only in you, and only hope can reside in you. Do not put hope in others, people, and expect them to give you that sense of hope. Um, so many of you are like, oh, you have given me so much hope. Do not let me give you hope. You need to feel hope in yourself because hope can only reside in you, and when it resides in you, no one can take it away from you. Not that I want to ever take it away from you, I don't. But I don't want you to ever lose faith. Hold on to the faith. We can do this. I love you. Have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.